It is Wednesday, March 16th, and I'm back with my favorite NBA and college basketball picks. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. And yes, you heard that right. We're diving into college basketball today with March Madness just getting started, but couldn't pass up the opportunity. Why not dive into some college basketball? I have one play today, probably have a couple more tomorrow. We'll just be experimenting with it. Obviously, you guys know I don't bet a lot of college basketball. But either way, let's recap yesterday in the NBA, a 1-0 day overall. Getting back into the winning column. As we saw, our only bet of the day, Jimmy Butler under 6.5 rebounds cash with ease. Now, unfortunately, it was due to injury. I still don't think he was going to hit it regardless of if he didn't get injured, but he did get injured, so hopefully he gets back soon. Hopefully he is healthy. You don't love cashing a play with an injury, but it did cash, and we're going to move on to today. If you are new to the Calling Our Shot community, consider hitting that subscribe button down below as we grind towards 30,000 subscribers. We appreciate all the new people joining the community, and we're going to have at least one college basketball play per day, and we're just going to kind of be experimenting with it, see how we do. We'll keep track of it in our record. We'll keep it away from the NBA record, but we'll keep track of it in some way on the screen. But either way, click the like on the video too. Shout out again to our COS All-Stars. We appreciate all you guys for supporting the channel. Hopefully we can do another winning day for you all. If you want to support us, it only costs $2.99 a month. Then you get our plays early, plus a couple other cool perks. Click the join button on the channel or click the link in the description or the pinned comment to join. I'll shout you out in tomorrow's video as well. Our newest All-Stars, Stuart, we got Daniel, we got Billion Hair, mine. We appreciate you guys all for your support. We really can't do it without you guys. So if you want to join, click the join button or click the link in the description. My last three notes. Number one, weekly podcast live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Logan and I talk all about the NFL free agency, talk all about MLB, answer a couple of your questions. Really good episode. Really enjoyed it. It is obviously you can download the podcast wherever you get your podcast at Calling Our Shot, wherever you want to. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, type in Calling Our Shot. You'll find it there at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, number two, a weekly live stream tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, powered by Dimers to answer all your questions about the NBA and maybe some college basketball questions. We'll get into it. Put it on your calendar, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live for about 30 minutes. And number three, speaking of Dimers, if you want to sign up for some cool, use our links for some cool exclusive sign-up bonuses like risk-free bets, deposit matches, whatnot. Use the link dimers.com/COS. Links in the description. Helps us over here at Calling Our Shot. If you use those links, if you want a FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, PointsBet, a ton of different accounts, use that link down below, dimers.com/COS. Let's waste no more time. Hop into the best bet of the day, which bounced back yesterday with Jimmy Butler, and we're going with another guy, and it's cold in here because we're riding with Ice Trae Young, over 28.5 points, minus 110 on FanDuel. Today, the Hawks are on the road today in Charlotte, taking on the Hornets. Hornets are 1.5-point favorites. The over-under 237.5 points, one of the highest over-unders on the slate. Might be the highest. I didn't fact-check that. But look, Trae, he's been cooking lately. 47 and 46 points his last two games. He attempted 31 field goal attempts in his last game against Portland, and I think he could be in line for another big workload today. In his last game versus Charlotte, scored 30 points hitting this over. 9 of 20 shooting, only attempted 5 free throws as well. So to even consider maybe looking at his three-point line, you'll understand why in a second. Now, Trae, he can be a beast at getting to the free throw line, and hopefully he does that again today. But look, this is the Hawks and the Hornets, both the 9 and the 10 seed, both basically have the same record. I believe the Hornets might have one more loss, but more or less the same record. And they're the 9 and 10 seed. Likely, I don't see a team below them like the Wizards or Knicks catching up to them. Those two teams are below them by 4 or 5 games. But this is a big game because you'd much rather be the 9 seed, and you don't want to be the 10 seed, because you'll make the play-in game. But still, if you're the 9 seed, you'd like that. Maybe even have a chance to move up to the 8 seed if you can. But look, last game we saw Trae, and so like I said, it's a big game. So like I said, Mr. Trae Young, he played 39 minutes last game, should see another workload today. And the key piece, John Collins is out today. Collins is one of those guys that takes a lot of shots from Trae Young on this team. Well, he's not going to be there. Danilo Gallinari should be returning. But in the last 11 games without John Collins, dating back to December 31st of 2021, Trae hit this over in 9 of those 11 games. He's averaged 36.5 points per game over those 11 games, and he scored 40-plus points in 5 of those 11. He's averaged 22.7 field goal attempts per game in each of those 11 games, 10.2 free throw attempts per game as well. Should continue to be aggressive. This is a Hornets team that runs super fast. You can tell by the over-under, 237.5 points. Going to need a lot of points. I expect this game to be pretty close as well, and Trae will be up to the task to lead the team. Now, over the last 15 games, the Hornets given up the most three-pointers to opposing point guards, which is awesome for Trae because this guy has been firing up the three ball, 11, 14 field goal, 3-point attempts in his last couple games. Sharper books have this over at minus 140. So a little bit of a plus expected value bet. We'll be riding with Ice Trae over 28.5 points. So moving on to another guy, Joel Embiid over 30.5 points, minus 105 on Caesars. First and foremost, happy birthday to Joel Embiid. It is his birthday today. Well, I'm not necessarily considering that part of the analysis. That's what a lot of people did with Stephen Curry a couple days ago. And what did he do? Dropped 47 points, doubling his line, which was 23.5. Now, look, Embiid should put on a show for the people in Cleveland today. And with James Harden on the floor, which he'll be obviously active today unless something happens, Embiid has gone over in 5 of 8 games, averaging 32.4 points per game with Harden active. Now, he is a perfect 3 for 3 on the road, which they are on the road in Cleveland today, scoring 34 against Minnesota, 37 against the Knicks, and 35 against Orlando a couple nights ago. Now, today, he's taking on the Cavaliers, a team that he's had a pretty good track record against this season, scoring 42, 40, and 22 points in his 3 matchups versus Cleveland. And look, the 22 points was a game with Harden, so it was a couple games ago. They were in Philly, and it was a weird one because you saw Embiid only attempt 14 field goal attempts. That was the 3rd most on his team. Yes, Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris both attempted more field goal attempts than Joel Embiid in that game. I don't see that happening today. Look, he'll be guarded by, normally he's guarded by Jared Allen, and Jared Allen inactive today. He'll be guarded by Evan Mobley, and while I love Evan Mobley, I think he's a very good defender, he's too small, and he's going to be baited into some fouls by Joel Embiid. Embiid's one of the best at drawing fouls, and we know Mobley, he's a rookie. He could be into jumping and trying to block shots. I think Embiid will get him today. Now, Embiid has a habit of doing that to people all season long, and if Mobley does go out, look, Kevin Love and the other guys on the bench for the Cleveland Cavaliers, not going to be pretty. Now, we saw Ivica Zubac have 24 points against this Cavaliers team. Nikola Vucevic had 20 points. Bam Adebayo had 30 points against the Cavs without Jared Allen. Look, I love Mobley, but he's a little bit small. He needs to bulk up a little bit, and I think Embiid will be able to use and abuse him. Also, we're looking at these Sixers team. Every game is big going down the stretch with only 13 to 15 games remaining as they fight for the number 2 seed in the East. Embiid's missed several easy shots last game against the Nuggets. I don't expect him to do that again today. And look, it's a big performance on his birthday. Will go a long way in terms of him getting his first MVP trophy. I think his odds right now for the MVP are like -140 with Nikola Jokic at +130, right on his heels. So, trusting the process, taking his over 30.5 points. Happy birthday, Joel Embiid, and we'll be relying on you today. Now, I interrupt this program to go with the spread lean of the day. We'll have an official play for college basketball for spreads, but I like the Raptors minus the 2 points, taking on the Clippers. That's the spread lean. I don't really want to bet it because I don't like betting spreads in the NBA, but the Raptors are getting healthier, and I think this is a bigger game for them than it is for the Clippers. So I'll ride with them, but stay tuned for my spread pick in college basketball, which will be an official play. But look, let's move on to some more player props. Going to the Bulls Jazz game, taking Rudy Gobert over 12.5 rebounds, -105 on DraftKings. Now look, I can't allow this bet to be 12.5. I don't know why I haven't taken it the last 2 games, but I just can't let it happen. It's just too low for Rudy Gobert. Now, despite some injury concerns, Gobert played 32 minutes in both of his last 2 games, 14 and 16 rebounds. Now, I know Hassan Whiteside has played well, but we're still seeing Gobert. He's going to hit his 30-plus minutes unless it's a blowout. Now, since the All-Star break, when Rudy Gobert did get back to his full form, didn't have his minutes restriction, he's had played 9 games, hit the over in 7 of them, averaging 14.3 rebounds per game over that time span. His 2 misses, where he didn't have 13 rebounds, were games that he played 25 and 22 minutes, both in blowouts. One a blowout win, one a blowout loss. Now, look, they're taking on the Bulls team, and I expect the Bulls to at least keep this game close. They're 6-point underdogs, but still, this is a Bulls team that has kept majority of games close, if not one majority of their games this season, and Gobert is going to be tasked with guarding Vucevic. And look, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't care if he's guarding Vucevic. It won't really matter, in my opinion. Gobert has hit this line in 10 straight games versus Nikola Vucevic, 16-plus rebounds in 4 of his last 5 against Vucevic, finishing with 13 rebounds on the dot in 1 of them. Now, the Bulls haven't given up a ton of rebounds per game this season. They haven't been a team that you just set it and forget it and take their over in rebounds against, but this is still Gobert. We're not asking for a career performance from Gobert. We're even asking for a below-average performance because this is a guy that averages 14.7 rebounds per game this season and has hit this over in 39 of 53 games. I expect him to get the minutes, and we're going to keep taking this line as long as they keep it at 12.5. Regardless of who they're playing, we'll take him. Rudy Gobert over 12.5 rebounds. Now, let's stick in the same game for my last official play. And right now, but we might add a couple throughout the day. Donovan Mitchell, we're taking Rudy Gobert's teammate, over 32.5 points plus assists, -105 on DraftKings. Now, honestly, you could take his over in points, which is 26.5, or his over in assists, 5.5, and I love both bets almost equally. That's why I kind of combined them, because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to go with. Now, look, Mitchell, let's talk about assists first. Mitchell, last 12 games, he's had 6 points. He's averaged 6.6 assists per game on 11.6 potential assists. So we've seen him have games of 8, 9, 10 assists over these last couple 12 games. I think he could do that again today against a Bulls team that has been surrendering assists like it's going out of style. Now, we look at the points, which honestly, we're going to need a good amount of points today. Now, we could see Mitchell maybe get 24 points and 9 assists, but I'd expect him to score a little bit more points. I think he could hit this over 32.5 points plus assists with just points alone. That's how much I like his points as well today. Mitchell and the Jazz are without Bojan Bogdanovic, and while that might not seem like a big deal, Bojan is the guy that averages a little over 13 field goal attempts per game, and well, they're going to start a guy. They used to start Daniel House, but he got injured in their last game against Milwaukee. I imagine maybe they start Rudy Gay in this one, but look, those 13 field goal attempts aren't all going to Rudy Gay. They're going to trickle down, and I expect Donovan Mitchell to pick up a good majority of them. Now, last game, we saw Mitchell hit this over. He had 29 points and 8 assists, but he took 32 field goal attempts. The man shot terribly. 10 for 32 from the field, 5 for 17 from 3. He still had 37 points plus assists hitting this over. Now, that was without Bojan Bogdanovic, like I said, again, out today. The offense is going to fall on 3 guys. Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Jordan Clarkson. Clarkson going to still come off the bench. I can't imagine they put him in the starting lineup. They like him in that role as the 6th man. Still going to play his 30-plus minutes. Now, Conley, never been a volume shooter. Even last game when he was 6 for 9 from the three-point line, only attempted 13 shots. He scored 29 points, but only 13 shots, and I expect him to have another good game today. But look, Mitchell, he should see close to, if not well over, 25 field goal attempts today. In his last 3 games against Chicago, he's had 30, 26, and 30 points, hitting his points plus assist line in 2 of those 3 games as well. And look, 20 of the last 25 players with 22 plus field goal attempts for Chicago have hit this over 32.5 points plus assists, with some of them doing it just with points alone. We just saw De'Aaron Fox have 34 points, 6 assists against him. I don't mind his PRA line, but I honestly think his rebounds plus assist line is a little low, but I don't want to be counting on Donovan Mitchell to get rebounds while I want them to go to Gobert. So I'll just be relying on Donovan Mitchell to have a field day for us, cash us over 32.5 points plus assists. We've seen his points and his assist line are both plus expected value bets, so I expect Spida to go out there and put on a show. So we'll be relying on him over 26 or over 32.5 points plus assists. Love his line at 26.5 points and 5.5 assists. I think he cashes both of those. Maybe we see him get, 30 points and 7 assists would be a pretty reasonable stat line today. He's at 30 points and 6 assists in 2 of his last 3 games against the Bulls, exactly to the T. Now, moving on, let's talk about some college basketball. But before that, maybe here's a couple other guys that I might add. We might add another play in the NBA. Stay tuned for that pinned comment. Go check that out. Julius Randle, under 42.5 PRAs. Line feels a little bit too high for Randle. He's a COS Hall of Famer, but 42.5, asking for a career performance. I'll say exactly who's healthy for the Knicks. And Trendon Watford, we took his over in PRAs last game, taking on the Knicks. It's an interesting one, but Watford, hopefully his line doesn't go up too much from the 22, 23, 24.5 it was last game. Hopefully it doesn't go up too much and we might take it again. I don't know exactly how I'll do against this Knicks defense, but still think he has a good game. Now, let's go to some college basketball, though. Stay tuned for that pinned comment for any added plays. College basketball time, I'm going to keep record of these picks separate from our NBA. I don't want them to tinker with the NBA record, but we'll have a college basketball tab on our record. I believe we're 2-1 on the season for college basketball. Yes, we've only done 3 picks. We did those right at the beginning of the season. But the college basketball spread pick of the day, Iona, plus 6.5 versus Florida, minus 110 on Caesars. Now, this pick is from my good friend King Sanders, and he does daily YouTube videos, so definitely check him out. He'll be linked down below. King Sanders, absolute GOAT, and he's been 4-0 in his last 2 days, betting NBA and college basketball. Go show him some love. I'll put his link in the description. But he likes Iona, and I'm jumping on board the Gales. I think that's how you pronounce them. Don't know how to pronounce their exact name. But look, Iona, 4-1 against the spread as an underdog this season, and that's where they find themselves today in the O'Connell Center. Now, Florida just saw their head coach. I believe he resigned. I don't think he was fired, but he left and took the Georgia opportunity. And on Sunday, so they're going to have an interim coach today. And Florida has yet to cover back-to-back games all season long, which they covered in their last game against Texas A&M, I believe, when they lost in overtime. Florida 11-12 against the spread as a favorite this season. I like Iona to come into the O'Connell Center, take down the Gators and their interim head coach. Who knows how motivated the Gators will be in this one. So I think Iona can get it done. I believe they're 25-7 this season. I think Florida just 19-13. Look, I'm riding with Iona. I believe my dad went there, at least attended some classes in Iona too. Who knows? Logan went to Florida, so we got to fade his alma mater. So we'll be taking Iona plus the 6.5 points. I think they have a good chance to win this one outright, but we take them plus the points. But we'll keep that close. We'll talk about some more college basketball tomorrow. Hopefully we get after it. Final 3 notes, our podcast live at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Weekly live stream, live 6 p.m. We'll be answering all your guys' questions. Put that on your calendar, Eastern time as well. Number 3, use our Sportsbook sign-up links below if you want to help support our channel even more. And become a COS All-Star if you want to support us as well. It's been a long video, 5 official picks. Who knows what we're going to do today. Hopefully we have another good day. I'll see you guys later when hopefully these plays cash. And let's have a great one. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a lot more college basketball picks because we have no choice. See you guys later. Peace.